Welcome to Eternal Easy Education. In this session, we are going to learn Chapter 14, Importing C++ Programs in Python. Content of this video is: what is scripting language? What are the applications of scripting language? What is the features of Python over C++? Importing C++ files in Python. This is the 14th chapter in your book, Importing C++ Programs in Python. That means we are learning Python in 12th standard. Now we are going to import the C++ program in Python. How to do this? Before that, we are going to learn what is the difference between Python and C++. So you learned C++ in your 11th standard. Now we are learning Python, so now we are going to discuss the difference. Python is typically an interpreter language. Here it is a compiled language. What is the difference between interpretation and compilation? Compiler, it will convert. For example, if a program is 10 lines, then all the 10 lines are converted into object code. That is, our user-friendly English language C++ is converted into object code, which is understandable by the machine, and it is executed. So, at a stretch, all the 10 lines is changed to object code, and it is executed. In interpreter, if there is a 2 lines of conversion, the same program, for example, not same program, same number of lines in the program. For example, if the Python is also having 10 lines means, it will convert one by one. If the interpreter finds a error in the third line means, it will stop there, it will intimate the third line error. After the correction of the third line only, it will move to the fourth line. So it is line by line translation or line by line conversion of object code. So that is the difference between interpreter and compiler. Then it is a dynamic typed language. It is a statically typed language. Statically means it will be typed and compiled and executed. Here, as it is an interpreter, dynamically means it will have many runtime interactions. So that is dynamic. Data type is not required. So you well know that data type is not required. We are not indicating any int, float, like data types in the variables in Python. But in C++, it's a big procedure. Without the declaration of the data type, we cannot use a variable for the program. It can act both as scripting and general purpose language. It is a general purpose language. So what is scripting? Now we are going to learn the concept of scripting in the book itself. Scripting is most probably used in the web pages. So Python is also used for writing a program in web pages. So it is said to be scripting. But C++ is not like that. So it is a general purpose language. So that is the only 4 points are given for the difference between Python and C++, and it is an important question too. Yet these two languages complement one another perfectly. Python is mostly used as a scripting or glue language. So nowadays all the real-time applications are having Python coding. That is, the top-level program mostly calls routines written in C or C++. This is useful when the logic can be written in terms of existing code. That is, as we know, C++ is a general-purpose language, but Python can be used in web pages also. So, the usage of Python is now it is going to act as a glue. That means it is going to interconnect the C++ or C language along with the Python. So it is very useful if some of the logics are written in C++, no need to convert to Python. Directly we can use the C++ coding along with the Python in a real-time project. So what is scripting language? Scripting language is a programming language designed for integrating and communicating with other programming languages. So scripting language is programming language designed for integrating and communicating with other programming languages. Some of the most widely used scripting languages are JavaScript, VB script, Visual Basic Script, PHP, Perl, Python, Ruby, ASP. Active Server Page, that is ASP, and TCL. So these are the most widely used scripting language. Apart from that, there are many scripting languages also. Since the scripting language is normally used in conjunction with another programming language, that means it will interconnect or glue. That means it will attach. They are often found alongside HTML, Java or C++. So pure JavaScript language won't be in real time. A JavaScript will be with a combination of HTML. So these languages, the JavaScript will be script or set to be scripting language, and it will come along with the HTML, Java and C++. They are going to explain the difference. So the scripting languages are programming languages. The theoretical difference between the two is that scripting language do not require the compilation step and are rather interpreted. For example, normally a C++ program needs to be compiled before running, whereas a scripting language like JavaScript or Python need not be compiled. The scripting language requires an interpreter, while a programming language requires a compiler. A given language can be called as a scripting or programming language depending on the environment they are put to use. So, scripting or programming language depends on the environment where it is used. Next, what are the applications of a scripting language? To automate a certain task in a program, extracting information from a data set, less code intensive as compared to traditional programming. So this is very important. It is very much less code when compared with the normal programming. Can bring new functions to applications and glue complex systems, able to attach or integrate. Python is actually an interpreter, high-level general-purpose programming language. Interpreter, high-level general-purpose programming language that can be used on modern computer operating system. It can be used for processing text, numbers, images, scientific data, and just about anything else you might save on a computer. Nowadays, large applications are written almost exclusively in Python. Yes, the growing programming is Python. So Python is used for face detection, fingerprint recognition. In many of the things, Python codings are usefully working. So what is the feature or what is the advantage of Python over C++? As you learned C++, Python uses automatic garbage collection, whereas C++ does not. Automatic garbage collection means it is able to clear the unwanted memory space. C++ is statically typed language, while Python is dynamically typed. That means in runtime, we are able to make many changes. Python runs through an interpreter and C++ is pre-compiled. Python code tends to be 5 to 10 times. Yes, it's very important. Many people have experienced this because your C++ programs are very lengthy, but here the program length is very small. In Python, there is no need to declare data types explicitly. In Python, your function may accept an argument of any type, return multiple values without any kind of declaration beforehand. Function may accept an argument of any type and return multiple values without any kind of declaration beforehand. So you will have learned this in previous lessons, how to return multiple values. So these are the advantage of Python over C++. Then they have given an explanation for garbage collection. Python deletes unwanted objects automatically to free memory space. The process by which Python periodically frees and reclaims block of memory that no longer in use is called garbage collection. So it may be a 2-mark or 3-mark question. Then how to import or how to integrate. Importing C++ program in a Python program is called wrapping of C++ in Python. So wrapping or creating Python interfaces for C++ programs are done in many ways. So it is done in many ways. So this is very important. So many interfaces are there to wrap or import C++ with Python. So Python C API, Application Programming Interface, C types, SWIG, Simplified Wrapper Interface Generator. These things will come for 1 mark. Then Boost. Then MinGW, Minimalized GNU for Windows. So this interface is explained in our syllabus. That means we are going to use this syllabus in the that means this interface in your 12th standard to wrap the C++ with the Python. So in the next video you can see how to install this. It's a process. After installation of this interface only we are able to run all the programs of this chapter 14. So we have learned what is the advantage of C++, what is the advantage of Python over C++. Then what is the application of a scripting language, and what is a scripting language? What is the difference between scripting language, or that means what is the difference between Python and C++? Python is a high-level interpreter, general purpose as well as a scripting language. Why it is scripting language here means it is able to attach or glue other programming language with it. So Python is able to import C++, C and many things, but here we are going to learn how to import C++ in Python. That's all for this session, children. Thank you. Have a good day.